Hello there, my friends, and welcome to the Glow Up Method. This is the place for you to discover who you are. Live a life that is consumed by your dreams. It is this pursuit of living with joy and then sharing that overwhelming joy that you're experiencing, that you're feeling with others. Hi, my name is Natasha, and I am so very, very grateful to be here with you today on this beautiful day. I am just so excited to have made this much progress. I feel like there's been a lot of times in this 7-week journey I've complained about, I've ached, I've hurt. And, before I sat here to record, I sat and looked at my picture, the one I've showed you all a lot of times, where it was the version of me that was 300 pounds, that was, very depressed, that didn't really have a life of her own. And I took pause and I looked at that picture, and where I am today, may not be where I was 6 months ago. I have obviously gained some weight. I have had surgery. I've had setbacks. I've had setups. And I've done a lot of kind of complaining these last few weeks, which again, I don't like to do. Or it's not necessarily complaining. I'm just being honest and sharing the vulnerabilities and the experience that I'm having. Some people do procedures and they fare very well. I was not one of those people. And as I've joined the forums, I've learned I'm not the only one that has had, these type of things. Now, we may be in the rarity, which is great, because I really wouldn't want anybody to go through the experience the way I have. I would love them to get the outcomes they wanted and have it as pain-free and, stress-free as possible. And that wasn't the case for me. And it's been a humble reminder, right? Like those things that I was able to do, the walking, the running, the moving, and you know what? The touching my toes, the putting on my own socks. So many things in this journey have been very humbling, but I'm so grateful, right? I'm so grateful for that day that started it. And no matter how I look now, no matter what it is, I know 100% I feel better than I did that day I took that picture. The day I took that picture of myself at 300 pounds and I pulled the shorts down and I let that big hanging belly out, it was this moment where it was no more one day, right? I've talked about this all the time. It was always gonna be on the Monday, on this, I'm gonna start. And it was no, today's that day. We're gonna do it. And I don't know if we're gonna succeed. I don't know how to do it. I don't know. Just like then I started here and I finally sat down on January 10th and said, forget it. I don't know how I'm gonna get my story out there, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna record it. And then it took me a long time. It took me all the way until September 9th to get the courage to say, I'm going to sit here and upload it. And I don't know. I don't get it right? I'm not perfect. I don't know the algorithms. I don't know the keywords. I don't know the SEO. I don't know all of that. But what I know, what I know right now is what is working, is I'm getting my story out there. And I'm hoping, and I know that there have been people that have reached out to me and that I've been able to connect with on this platform. And so, yeah, it's a difficult journey, right? It's hard, especially if I had nothing but time to devote to this, my gosh, we would be leaps and bounds, right? I remember when I started my weight loss journey, my uncle was still alive and I was working a job. I was helping with him, which is pretty much a full-time job, getting groceries, getting food for him, spending time with him, answering phone calls, arranging doctor things. It was a pretty busy job. And none of it felt like a job, right? I was I gotta hang out with my uncle. I gotta spend time with him. I gotta learn these amazing concepts and get his wisdom. It was a real gift, but it was time consuming as if it was a job. I still then had my 4 kids. I still was very active with the business. I still had a spouse. I still had so many things in there, and I was just learning this new way of living. And my uncle was quit your job. I will pay you. If that's what it is. It's really hard for us to divide our attention. Us as creatures, we were not made to multitask in the way in which we are. We have so much coming at us at all times. You pick up your phone, right? How many times have I picked up my phone and I'm okay, I'm just going to put something in my calendar. Next thing you know, I've read something, I've read an email, I've got a text, I've got this and that and that and this and this and this. And then I'm okay, I'm done. Let me get off the phone. And I'm oh my gosh, the whole reason I went on this stinking phone in the first place was to put something in my calendar and I've completely forgot it. And then I've repeated the same process all over again. Like, how many of you have done that? Like, am I alone in this? No, I don't think so. And it's just so distracting. There's so much information coming at us at all times from all different angles. And then you throw in all these dynamics. If you have a lot of people around you, a lot of friends, family, children, a significant other, all these things, coworkers, you have so much coming in at you that we have to process. And quite frankly, we were not made to process information and things in this like set of speeds, right? Like this fast. And so it's so easy to let things slip through the cracks. And oftentimes, like for me, I slip through the cracks. Like, have you ever slipped through the cracks? Like, it's really difficult sometimes to get things done. And so today has been like this reminder for me. It's been all about getting things done. I have been tired like a few times throughout the day, but it was just kind of like, okay, let's go. And it was like one of those things that parlayed. It was like, get up and you have to do this full 35-minute routine with rubbing your belly, doing these things, getting on this compression outfit, getting on your pants. Like, nothing fits me right. Like, I've gained a lot of weight. I have not been able to lose it. No matter I'm, doing 10,000 steps, it's just not quite enough. I've got so much fluid in me. I feel like a Stay Puft Marshmallow. And so I'm having to really work hard to have like body positivity and acceptance of my body. Doing the massaging and the rubbing of it is definitely like something, and looking at myself in the mirror has been something that's really helped me to see me and not look for the flaws, like just to see. So when I took pause and saw the picture of where I started to now, and I'm like, girl, what are you complaining about? Like, there were a few moments today in that process that I looked and I was like, oh my gosh. Like, granted, I was very compressed, but I was like, dare I say, like, I look pretty good. Like, wow. Like, it's not perfect at all, but like, I see the potential there. Like, it's kind of coming together. And then today, while I was in my dance class, which again, I, have doing a couple times a week to get myself in there. And I was like, girl, like, your stomach's not clapping for you. Like, you can move differently without that 5.5, 6 pounds of skin and tissue hanging there. And that was like a pretty cool feeling. That was pretty cool. I really liked that. And then it was just like, once I came home, I was so grateful. Oh, I actually went to a post-op appointment and everything is going well. And actually what I thought was a stitch coming out was actually a teeny dot of a scab, which was strange. I was like, oh, that's weird. I didn't know. I thought it was a stitch. But everything looks so good and great. So she was super like excited for me and this journey. And she says, yeah, you're still fluffy. You still got, a lot of swelling. It's going to still keep coming down. So let's go with that. And, I came home and it was, again, such a beautiful day that I was like, okay, let me do some tending around the garden. Let me get these things done. It's like all these things have compounded, especially when you're taken out of commission, right? So I can either just disregard the things that need to be done, B, delegate, or C, just wait until you're ready. And so some things I've done a hybrid of it. I've waited, some things I've delegated, some things other people have taken on their own, like to help with. And I appreciate that. Like right now I get to film and Chris is so kind as to water the garden, in which I'm really cultivating and have had a lot of time to nurture and love, these last 7 weeks. And so I wanted to further that, like, the gardens are work, right? Because, they bloom and they're beautiful, but then they die and you got to cut them back and things like that. And it's just this symbol of life, of this evolving thing. But anything we have in life that we like, it needs our attention. It needs nurturing. They don't just, grow and need nothing. They need our attention, and we need our own attention. And often we forget that because we're just so busy on this little like rat race of life. And we get stuck in these habits and in these routines. And it's not until something like jarring that happens, like a surgery, an injury, something happens, and you're kind of, back to your baseline, like, okay, we have to like start over here. And so that's where it was. And I found new things. Like I say, like every time there's been something that seems like a setback, it really has set me up for something beautiful. I mean, I love, love, love that time that I get to spend out in the sun. I love it. I have it in moderation. I'm not getting burnt. I feel like sun-kissed. I feel alive. I feel the warmth. I mean, I don't know if you can hear in the background, but these birds are so beautifully singing all the time that I get to just listen to that. I mean, just such a gift. I get to look around and see the flowers and smell their fragrances. It's just this beautiful gift that I took for granted when I was busy running around doing things or coming back inside and being on the inside and doing work in here. And I'm like, I can work outside. Like, there's nothing that stops me from doing my work out here. I got to do my class today. I did a bunch of gardening and trimming of the things that I could do. I did work inside. I cleaned. I have had this project of getting my Amazon returns done. It's been this pile in front of the door of like the rejects, right? The shapewear that didn't fit, these things that I ordered that I didn't need for the surgery. All these things have been waiting, and it's been one of those things I just keep putting off. Do you do that? Like, you have something you need to do and you just don't want to do it. You walk past it every day and you're like, I got to do this. Or you think about it. I'm like, okay, today is the day. Like, I am going to get this done today. If I do not get this done, I don't get a sweet. Like, I will do these things to myself, and still they sat. And it didn't take until today, like Chris was breaking something down and putting it in a box, and I was just about to sit on the chair because I was like, I'm just going to relax now. And I saw him working and I was like, just get it done. Like, there's a window of opportunity to get it done. My son had PT right near the UPS store. Like, just get it freaking done. And I did, and I feel so relieved. And they're not 100% done because always, as there's something else that's got to go back or, be exchanged or whatever it is. So I still have some things that need to be tended to, but the big major ones that I couldn't pick up and do on my own, they are gone and out of here. And it just felt like such a relief that I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot there was a console table at the entrance because it was so consumed with boxes and crap. It just felt like so freeing. So I'm really excited for like what my plan for like this weekend and these next few days is. It's all about getting things done. Tomorrow, I decided I'm going to an evening class now. I've done a lot of the day ones, but I'm going to go to an evening class, and I'm going to meet with one of my friends before, and I'm really excited for that. And we're going to chat, and she got a new car, and I want to celebrate her new car. I think that's so rad. I'm so happy for her. And I feel like these next few days after that, my instructor's gone, so I have no reason to be kind of out and about. I'll be back in the home, and I really want to get things done. My daughter's moved out, but she's not really moved out, so we've got a lot of things, and Chris has moved in, so there's a lot of transition going on here. And then coming up, there's a lot of people. One of my sons is leaving out of town to Hawaii. Another sons the following week are leaving to LA, and Chris and everybody. I opted out of the trip. I don't know why. I shouldn't have, maybe. I don't know. It would have been fun, I guess, but I just did. I thought I was nervous about like my healing in that time, and there was this pressure and things like that. And then I had the closeness of my trip of being the following week, and not wanting to be doing too much and push myself too much. So I am planning like to be on the cruise and chill this time, more or less. Like, it's not going to be all about the social butterfly effect, but I know me, it's probably going to be. But it's more about like just enjoying myself and relaxing, and now that I've done it, I feel less pressure. Like, okay, I know about 50% of my luggage I didn't need to bring. So, like things like this, like the knowledge is power. So what happens now with my body when I talk about this and when I reflect on when I started, right? I had no foundation. I had no idea I could achieve what I've achieved. But now that you've been through something, you have this confidence, you have this courage, you have this thing that understands that it's not always just going to be this way, that sometimes there's things that are setbacks in a sense, and life changes. You go on trips, you have an injury, life gets too busy. But you have this peace of mind to know I can get back at it. I will get back at it. And that you have succeeded before. And so there's no reason you won't succeed again. And me being here right now the way I am is exactly exactly where I'm supposed to be. And it is exactly where you are supposed to be in your journey. And I know it doesn't feel like it always, right? Like we always feel like, oh my gosh, we're too late. We didn't do this. We didn't do this. And we waste so much time. We just waste so much stinking time complaining or worrying or dwelling on the facts that like, oh, I'm too old. I'm too young. I'm not educated enough. I have too much education. I'm overeducated. I don't know how to do, like, we waste so much time on these little idiosyncrasies instead of just moving the ball forward. You don't know how to web design? Take a class. You don't know how to web design? Hire somebody. You don't know how to web design? Hop on a YouTube. Like, there's so many resources out there, whatever it is you're trying to do, that are available to you. And the whole point of all of this, no matter if it's something with your career, like the Glow Up Method, or if it's something with your body, like my weight loss journey, or it's something with your health, like my, intermittent fasting and my other things that I've done for my health, my, dietary choices, with your relationships where you end a relationship, but then you're like, you know what? I really miss you. I'm going to speak up and let's make this work. Like there's so many different things going on in our lives. And we often get stuck. We kind of get like paralyzed, like in the comfort of what we're doing all the time, even though we're not necessarily always comfortable in that situation. And we just continue to keep doing the same thing. We just don't challenge the status quo enough. And I'm here to say enough is enough. Like enough is enough. If you are happy, if you are content with your life, then that is fabulous. But I don't think you'll be sitting here listening to me. You'll be listening to somebody else. And you being here, it tells me and it tells you, deep down there's something bigger, there's something better, there's something more amazing for you than what you're living up to. And it's never too late. It doesn't matter if you're 107 or you're 7. Like, it doesn't matter the age. It doesn't matter what you have. What you have is a community. What you have is yourself. What you have is the choice to choose to make today day one. And I know we don't know where you'll be in 365 days from now. But what if? Like, what if something crazy happens? My son yesterday told me, hey, Mom, do you know where we were a year ago? I was in Dallas. And when he skipped his high school graduation to go play on an esports event, no, I did not think that was ever going to be a possibility. And it did. And you know how many doors opened up for him after that? You know how much confidence he gained. You know how many experiences. He's gone to Sweden. He's gone to Germany. He's gone to Saudi Arabia. He's gone to Dallas. He's gone to New York. He's gone all over to compete. And he took that chance, right? So take that chance on you. I believe in you. I know it. I know you've got it. And it doesn't have to be a big thing. Make some kind of change. Don't try to do the gym and intermittent fast. Don't try to, up all these things. Like today, you know what? For the next week, it might be I'm going to increase my water intake. I'm going to say goodbye to caffeine. I am going to spend some time outside in my garden. I am going to take a walk. I am going to tell that person I love them and that sometimes I feel like our relationship isn't healthy. What can we do to make it better? That is what it's about. It's about realizing what you want in all areas, right? What do you want physically? What do you want mentally? What do you want emotionally? What do you want spiritually? All in this effort to create this dream life of yours. This is your life. Make it amazing. And so I'm so proud of you for tuning in today. I really, really appreciate you more than I can ever express. And so I would love for you today. What are we going to do first? We're going to give ourselves a big old smile. Look in that mirror. Give yourself a big old smile. Yes, bigger. I think you can go bigger. Give yourself a big, big smile. And then I'd love for you to give yourself a compliment. Today, my compliment is, I'm so glad I got things done. I didn't always want to, but I feel like I have released so much. Just, you have to do this, like 10 things from my to-do list. And it took me a matter of an hour. And I have spent at least 10 or 20 hours thinking about how I don't want to do this. Where is the stuff? How am I going to do it? Instead of just getting it done. Sometimes we just need to sit down and get it done. And so I'm proud of myself for doing that. And then I would love for you today to also go out there today, share that beautiful smile of yours, give somebody a compliment. Hey, today I really loved the nurse's like thing. It looked like a beach. It was beautiful color on her. She was like shining and glowing like a beach, and I was like, I love your shirt. I love it. And she's like, oh my gosh, thank you. Yes, I get so many compliments. You really like it? And she was like, yeah, someone was saying it looked like I was in an ocean. I was like, yes. I was like, you are giving off the ultimate summer vibe right now. And she just had the biggest smile, and she was like, thank you, So I really do believe in my heart that a lot of us, we don't hear enough good things, and I think that starts with us. So the more we are telling ourselves good things, the more we are telling other people good things, the more we will look for the good and see the good in us and see the good in others, and that just starts pouring out. And all those negative and bad things that we say, they start to silence and quiet. And it takes effort, and sometimes it's not that easy, and sometimes it's a default settings and they come right back. But as long as we are in this process, in this habit of saying something kind to ourselves, saying something kind to someone else, it is a better world. I promise you that. So thank you so much for tuning in today. Cannot wait until we meet again. So thank you. Bye.